To learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. So we got our chickens today. Well, I better give you some backstory before I show you the chickens and get you involved in any of the excitement that may exist in the chicken development. We just finished the tiny house, maybe a month ago. So we finished building it, we got moved into it. Our plan wasn't to move into it until the springtime, but I don't think we had a choice. As you know, we're going through this winter vortex, and they were predicting this winter vortex last month. Of course, it never showed up, and now here it is. So I'm glad we're in the tiny house. Well, once we got in the tiny house, we started thinking about spring, things we needed to get done. What was our next step in our off-grid adventure? You know, we got our solar panels, and we got our well, and we got a septic tank, and we got the tiny house, and we got all the things that we had dreamed of doing, but why stop there? I mean, there's surely things that we can do that will help us continue to save money, continue to stay debt-free, be less dependent on society, less grocery shopping, less money spending, and just on and on. All the things that we consider freedom was what we wanted to continue to look at. So Carolyn got some heirloom seeds, and of course last year we did our garden, and we had a real tough time with the garden. So I went down and cleared up some trees because we had so much shading that the shading was hampering our ability to grow tomatoes, and I think we got some cucumbers, just a few items that it was kind of disappointing. So I cleared some cedar trees out of there, and I left enough room where if I need to, I can clear more cedar trees when it comes in springtime. But my big concern was if I did it in springtime, copperheads would come out. But now I got it cleared up in such a fashion that the copperheads shouldn't be a problem. So then we thought maybe we should get some chickens, at least start looking at livestock. So I bought a chicken tractor, and it turned out it wasn't as big as I had hoped. It's supposed to hold 6 chickens, but man, I'd really struggle with the idea that they could stay in there full time. I agree they could probably sleep in it. So we started just talking about what could we do. Of course, we wanted to order 10 chickens, assuming 4 would die. I mean, we talked about buying another chicken tractor and hooking them together. Well, Carolyn found this design online, similar to what we had done before with PVC pipe. So I started building this 3-foot high, 10-foot wide, 10-foot long chicken run, I guess is what you would call it. But it's light enough that I can move it around the yard like a chicken tractor. So I'll put the chicken tractor inside the run, and so when they get that area scratched up, or maybe even every day, just move this run around, and that way they have fresh bugs. And we bought some deterrents, and so we bought these little screamy things, and I showed you that the other day. Of course, I won't torture you with the noise that it provided you last time I showed you. And so that should help keep predators, raccoons, my biggest concern, away from the chickens. And we'll put some hardware cloth underneath the chicken tractor. For a while, we'll put them up here near the house. That way, if the little screaming thing goes off, we'll be able to hear it. I can chase away whatever it is that's bothering the chickens. And so then we thought, well, we'll wait until chick days at the tractor supply company. Well, I called the tractor supply company, and the guy said, well, I don't know when exactly they're going to have it. Sometime in March or April. We got a long ways to wait, so I wouldn't be in a hurry to get them just yet. And I was like, man, I want to get some chickens now so we can get them raised, and by summertime we're getting eggs. Well, in the meantime, while we were thinking about that, I decided that we would try to do a test run on curing some pork, and I've showed you several times in a row now that we've had quite a bit of success with it. It looks like it's working out. We're going to give it another week or so, maybe 2, letting it sit around and giving it every chance to spoil. And if it doesn't spoil, we're going to try it out. We'll eat a piece right here on camera, show you how well it works. So I decided to get on the Tractor Supply webpage and see if they knew when the chick days would occur. Well, they didn't have anything, but I did find that you can order chickens online. Well, now Carolyn's had a lot of success with ordering chickens online. I didn't know you could order chickens online, but she's done it 2 or 3 times. And of course, my first question is well, how do they eat and drink and all that? Well, Carolyn already knew and confirmed, she looked it up, that a chicken, when born out of the egg, it retains a lot of the nutrients from the egg. So as soon as they're born, you can put them in a box and you can ship them, and they don't need the food and the water and all that because all these nutrients they just got from the egg are with them through that shipment process. So then I began to wonder, well, will they ship them in this winter vortex that we're getting ready to have? Do they even ship them in the winter? So I found the hatchery that the Tractor Supply store uses, and it's in Iowa. I'm not going to give you the name because I'm not that kind of person, and you'll understand why when I get to the end of this video. I'm just not a mean person. No matter how bad somebody harms me, I try not to be too mean. I'm thinking, okay, well, Iowa is probably colder than Missouri. I've lived in Iowa. I know it's colder. So I emailed the company that supplies through the Tractor Supply store. So I emailed them. They responded back and they said, well, the way we protect the chickens from cold weather during transport is they put it in an insulated box and they put a heat pad underneath them. And that'll keep them warm for the 2 or 3 day trip that they have to take. The webpage clearly indicated that they ship only on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and it's a 2-day shipment. Well, I didn't understand all that at the time. Once I got that information, Carolyn and I said, let's go ahead and order them. They seemed pretty confident that this is not a problem. So after much debate, Carolyn and I decided that we would order Buff Orpingtons from the Tractor Supply Company. You can't order from the hatchery, best I can understand. Even though I emailed them and they replied to my email, I went through the Tractor Supply Company and ordered them. Now you have to order 10, that's one batch. An order of one batch equals 10 chickens. And it came to $34 for all female chickens. The straight runs were cheaper, which means they don't know what they're giving you. They're just throwing them in a box. 7 days after I ordered them, I hadn't heard a word. And I'm thinking, man, the email that they sent me, the order confirmation said 2 days, that they would ship them out in 2 days. However, it was confusing because the web page said they only shipped them out on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I went ahead and called my local Tractor Supply store. Well, they had no idea. They couldn't even pull up the order. So they had me call the customer service center. And she looked into it and discovered that they only ship it out Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, and they have it to you within 2 days. This was on Wednesday. They're going to ship it on Wednesday. The day they shipped it was the day I was calling, so that was a coincidence, and it'll be here on Friday. And I even said, you know, I'm really concerned about the chickens getting too cold. I mean, it's really cold here. And she said, don't worry about it. It's all good. And, you know, I said, if they'd been out on the road for 7 days, I'm sure they'd be dead by now. So I felt reassured that my chickens weren't dead. They weren't going to die. I've gotten 2 people now to tell me that they weren't going to die. The other thing I was concerned about when I talked to her was I don't know this post lady very well. I've met her a couple times. And I said, I don't know if she would actually call me when the chickens arrive, because when the chickens get to the post office, the post lady is supposed to call you and you have 24 hours to pick them up. She says, no, the hatchery has a contract with the post office that they'll call you. That's just what they're supposed to do. So the next day, I get an email saying they're not going to be here Friday, they're going to be here Saturday. And I'm like, what? She said Friday, now it's Saturday. What if it's, you know, what if the 24-hour period had ran out? That would have been a Sunday. You know, I get 24 hours to pick them up. Well, the post office isn't even open on Sunday. So how's this all working out? I didn't understand. But that's okay. Saturday's fine by me. I have no problems with this. Well, then here it is today, Friday. The post office delivery guy stops in front of the mailbox, honks. And so I run out there. I'm thinking, what am we getting? And he says, you need to get these inside real quick. And right on the box it says live chickens. Well, fantastic. All right. Well, they weren't moving. I mean, I could tell that there was a problem. And of course, I'm still trying to be excited and positive thinking and the whole thing. I bring them inside and set them down, and Carolyn opens them up, and of course they're dead. Now, I'm not going to show you the dead. Here's the box they came in. I'm not going to show you the address of the company I bought them from, and I'm not going to show you my address, but you can see there's holes in the carton, and they got some insulation here, but there is no heat pad. And you open it up, and there was 10 dead chickens laying at the bottom of the box. So I called the lady at the customer service center again. And she was like, what? I don't know. They're not supposed to send them out now. If it's inclement weather, she had it all right on her thing. They're not supposed to send it. Well, how's this possible? The hatchery said they were going to send it. The lady yesterday said they were going to send it. Well, now you're telling me. The level of incompetency from some of these companies just absolutely astonished me. I asked you repeatedly, are they going to die in the cold weather? No. Well, I know what happened. The post office was supposed to call me. I was supposed to run up there and get them. That's not what happened. The delivery guy handed them to me. Well, he's been driving around all day, all morning, with his window open. He's got a sock cap on and gloves, and he's right in the front seat with, you know, the chickens. When I called the Tractor Supply Company, she says, we'll refund your money, and we can send you out new chickens. But she said the Chick Days is February 22nd. Well, here it is, February 12th. And I said, I just don't understand this. I called the store. I would have avoided all this hassle. They said sometime in March or in April. Now you're telling me February 22nd. So I'm highly disappointed, but still excited about getting chickens. I mean, you know, I guess things happen. It's unfortunate, and I have a lot of empathy when it comes to animals. And I sit around and I'll think about this for a week. Oh, those poor chickens, you know, they all cuddled up in the bottom of the box and just froze to death. And so I won't ever order offline again. I'll just wait until Chick Days. I hope I can encourage you to find happiness even in bad times. Thanks for watching.